Alright, testing. Testing, 1, 2, test. Alright, testing. Testing, 1, 2, test. Yes, I am here. Yeah, pushed it back to... Oh, come on. There we go. What the hell is still using my... Oh, there it is. All right. There I am. Hello. Heather, Andre, already here. Nice. Fantastic. Amazing. So, the title is Vanishes of Youth. It's a big video project we're working on today for the CraftyARts show. Who wants to behave? There we go. Generally, it's going to be covering all the wonderful advantages you have before you hit those ages of 18. I've been downloading like 100 different videos of kids who are basically bullied to the point where they break and kill themselves. I know it's doing very happy things today. Happy, wonderful things. So yeah, let's just upload all those videos. There it goes. Make that the subgroup. Of course, there's a lot of other advantages that are benign when you're young. You can drink Coke like it's water. You can get injured and likely recover your body in more often in less time than an adult would ever be able to. But other things, you know, like punishments are always like very lenient compared to what an adult would get. Like if there were two adults were fighting like this, yeah, you'd be in trouble. Assault.
Clout, and it can be a
Alright, what we got here?
outright bully to their peers. Get enough friends and clout, and it can be a glorious group effort joy to tear someone down mentally and even push them around a little. A love tap here, a sock to the stomach there, a little stabbing of the pencil. It's all good, as long as you don't put them in the hospital or leave any.
Alright, we get an image of them in the hospital. Other than that, I am feeling great.
Now to a
Let's see, too scared for school.
They call me a tramp and that I live in a dumpster.
Hi, this is Jamie from Buffalo, New York.
Very disturbing bullying incident on a school.
Let's see, I want to get the whole gist of it here.
Little stabbing of the pencil. It's all good, as long as you don't put them in the hospital or leave any sizable marks. You'll be fine. Go wild. Beat that faggot up. They're asking for it, being all quiet and shy and liking weird things you don't like. Unless they are a girl. That fag.
There we go.
Beat that faggot up. They're asking for it, being all quiet and shy and liking weird things you don't like. Unless they are a girl. Only girls can bully other girls. And boys. If you're a boy bullying another girl, then that just makes you look like a jerk. Just a little limitation to the amount of other things that are fair game while being young. Like stalking someone around the school in between classes, or after class as they try to walk home to get away from such an alpha Chad as yourself. What would be considered harassment, physical assault, and stalking as an adult doesn't really apply to you in this case. You're just an innocent little child after all. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls, and weirdos are the playthings to take your anger out on. They are destined to become awkward little adults, often eager to please others to their detriment. You can do the same thing online. Any reaction you get out of a person is a win when it comes to the comments you make to them. It doesn't even have to be restricted to someone within your age group. It could be a full-on adult. Even online, the person who was bullied at school in person can now become the empowered bully themselves, getting their own satisfaction in watching triggered snowflakes. And if a target gets some anonymous calls at work that gets them fired, death threats, a mail-in surprise, oh well, it's their fault for having wrong things on the internet, or just being weird in a way that you don't like. Fuck them. Score 10 points if they off themselves from this plane of existence. Another advantage to your
There's the montage.
is
Then we want to make this so that the drawing pretty much done in this part. Yeah, perfect. I know you meant to say violence ain't the answer. Well, I mean, when you're a little kid, yeah, it is.
get up. They're at
It's not about winning a fight. This is about being someone you don't want to fuck with.
It's all good, as long as you don't put them in the hospital or leave any sizable marks. You'll be fine. Go wild. Beat that. Beat that. Get up. They're asking.
Okay, I got a whole montage.
We thought this was a great year. She's 11th grade this year. She played.
I started in 1975 with Mr. Lance. My legal name is Greg Gay. I was bullied, unbelievably bullied. I started out and I had teachers that bullied me. Want to debate it? Because I got witnesses that were there when it happened.
Yeah, next speaker. Fuck you. Alright. We can end it right.
If they off themselves from this plane, they are destined to become awkward little adults, often eager to please others to their detriment. You can do the same thing online. Any reaction you get out of a...
I'm curious about this one video we downloaded, which was... It's a long clip.
Bullied. I started out and I had teachers that bullied me. I had kids that bullied me. Even the coaches. I had nobody to turn to. One day at lunch, I had my head shoved in the urinal where it busted my lip. I had laid on the ground in a fetal position as the kids kicked me. I got up, I rinsed my face off. I walked out of the lunchroom, walked straight to the principal's office, and he told me, these kids will grow up someday. They won't always be like this. But yet, here I am, covered in urine from laying on the ground underneath the urinal. My lip was busted, and they sent me home. Well, I went home, and I got the .45 out of my father's drawer and put it in my mouth. Because at this point, I had nobody in the school system to help me. Is that the way this is going to be? Lance, you were the one that shoved my head in the urinal. Thank you. Want to debate it? Because I got witnesses that were there when it happened.
Thing online. Any reaction you get out of a person is a win when it comes to the comments you make to them. It doesn't even have to be restricted to someone within your age group. It could be a full-on adult, even online.
I guess I could probably keep the drawing underneath here. Now there's two things we can do here. We can crop this out. I think it's worth having the whole clip in here. I wouldn't even recognize any of the people that gave me shit anymore at this point. There's a few people out there I recognize that that I know all too well because they've imprinted themselves into me. In fact, I gotta look them up. Let's see. Ross Gronin. Let's see. Nope, that's definitely not him. I can find him later.
Destined to become awkward little adults, often eager to please others to their detriment.
In 1975 with Mr. Lance. My legal name is Greg Gay. I was bullied. Unbelievably bullied. I started out and I had teachers that bullied, and the coaches. I had nobody to turn to. Head shoved in the urinal where it busted my lip. I had laid on the ground. In a fetal position as the kids kicked me. I got up, I rinsed my face off, I walked out of the lunchroom, walked straight to the principal's office, and he told me, these kids will grow up someday. They won't all.
Oh, what the hell? Try 1500. Alright, let's try. Now we'll just keep increasing the speed this way. There's a lot of phenomena when it comes to bullying. There's a lot of kids that grow up to be bullies themselves as adults. They find other ways to do it. Whether it's through the pulpit or legislation. Where's that one video I can play while I get these clips together here? Scott concert. Oh, let's see. I thought I had better. No fucking way. I didn't download that one. shit.
Hey kids, I hear you're getting bullied in school. Well, don't worry. I'm the Amazing Atheist, and I'm here to tell you that it gets better. I won't lie to you. Some things about growing up aren't so great. Like when your hair starts falling out and you have to be embarrassed about your hairline, and it's a little bit harder to control your weight. But other than that, it gets better. Oh, and there is the fact that once you reach voting eligibility, you realize that all of the bullies that picked on you in school have also all reached voting eligibility. And guess what they're voting for? They're voting to continue oppressing you, essentially bullying you from the comfort of the voting booth. That's always wonderful, right? But hey, it gets better. And then there's the problem of the fact that these people, these bullies who continuously picked on you, are having children of their own at a much faster rate than you because they're stupid and don't understand how to protect themselves from having too many kids. So they have like a flock of like 20 kids for your one kid. And guess what values they're teaching those 20 kids, if they're teaching them values at all? They're teaching them the same values that led them to bully you in the first place. So when your kid goes to public school, he's gonna get bullied by their kids. And you'll have to sit them down and say, don't worry, it gets better. Because if you don't feed them that line of bullshit, then you're worried they're probably gonna fucking kill themselves. And the same aggressive tendencies that led those bullies to ostracize and demean you in the first place are actually probably gonna lead some of them to lucrative careers. Because in the corporate world, aggression is important. It's more important than intelligence. So hey, some of your bullies are actually gonna achieve positions of power. Isn't that a comforting thought? But hey, it's better. And you know the daydreams that you escape into now of making something great of yourself? Well, so many people are going to tell you that those dreams are impractical that you'll start to believe it. And you'll settle for something less. And everything that you wanted to be, everything that you thought you would be, everything that you thought you would pursue in life, it all gets set by the wayside while you focus on the minutia of just feeding and clothing yourself. All because you never developed the self-confidence that was necessary for your success, because everyone around you was always putting you down because they're a bunch of hyper-aggressive macho assholes. But hey, it doesn't get better. What the fuck are we talking about? Why do we have to feed this lie to ourselves? Why do we have to say it gets better when we know goddamn well that no, it really doesn't get better. We just get more callous to it. We just look at the same assholes doing the same shit they always did to us, but on a grander scale with greater social consequences, and we just have to fucking put it out of our minds and act like it's not there. And meanwhile, that fucking picked on kid is still inside of us, just fucking crying because those assholes are now in control and they still outnumber us and they're still picking on us. It doesn't get better. If you gotta live a lie. This public service announcement has been brought to you by the Amazing Atheist and Rand Pharmaceuticals, the leading manufacturer of cyanide.
I love it. Pretty sure these websites are defunct now. You know what? Like, there's a rating on this now?
Hey kids.
I don't think YouTube even bothers to rate my videos. That's probably the best one. Yeah, there it is. This whole campaign that went on for years, or at least a year, it gets better. It's just so self-serving for a bunch of celebrities to come out and say, don't worry, bully little teenagers. It gets better. Really? When? It gets better. Am I gonna be a celebrity like you? It gets better. They got nothing. You know, it feels good. Well, not everyone gets to turn into Miley Cyrus.
Physical assault and stalking as an adult doesn't really apply to you in this case. You're just an innocent little child after all. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls, and weirdos are the playthings to take your anger out on. They are destined to become awkward little adults, often eager to please others to their detriment.
I was bullied. Unbelievably.
I think what I'll do is cut that down.
Detriment.
I was bullied. Unbelievably.
Online. Any reaction you get out of a person is a win when it comes to the comments.
It's going to be, Lance, you were the one that shoved my head in the urinal. Thank you.
Tell you what, this is
You want to debate it? Because I got witnesses that were there when it happened.
Online, the person who was bullied at school.
I guess it's just my numbness of that clip growing. I want to shorten it, but I don't know. I think it works.
Nobody in the school system to help me is my lip was busted and they sent me home. Well, I went home and I got the
I think it was been right about here.
I got up, I rinsed my face off, I walked out of the lunchroom, walked straight to the principal's office, and he told me, these kids, but yet here I am covered in urine from laying on the ground underneath the urinal, and they sent me home. Well, I went home and I got the 45 out of my father's drawer and put it in my mouth.
Right
because at this point I had
there.
nobody in a fetal position as the kids kicked me and they sent me home. Well, I went home and I got the 45 out of my father's drawer and started out, and I had teachers that bullied me, I had kids that bullied me, even the coaches. I had nobody to turn to. One day at lunch, I had my head shoved in the urinal where it busted my lip. I had laid on the ground, my mouth, position as the kids kicked me. Nobody in the school system.
There we go. Cut it down a bit.
Them in the hospital or leave any sizable marks, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I gotta look for. I gotta look for the 13-year-old. There it is.
Daughter Kaya's bedside. The 13-year-old is fighting for her life after contracting COVID. She's hooked up to a respirator and her kidneys are failing.
To look at her right.
Oh, this ain't it.
Jamari Dent's suicide attempt spawned widespread sympathy and
asked for help and I didn't get it. And I'm so mad.
February 18th, 11-year-old Jamari decided he wasn't going back. He went to his room. He stood on a suitcase.
Work with a group of co-workers. Local shipping clerk Russell Chan.
With students back in school all across North Texas, there is a push now for the state to track something that can happen in any school district, or any school for that matter, Once for Justice reporter Alana.
At in 4th grade and lasted years. Ella says the bullying got so bad, she had no choice but to leave. David Molak took his own life.
That was the hardest time. Very smart.
It's been nearly 4 months since Cornelia Reynolds discovered the unthinkable. Her 8-year-old son dead in his bedroom. Gabriel had hanged himself from his bunk bed.
He probably didn't want to say, Mom, somebody bullying or picking on me, you know. He just didn't know how to tell me.
Reynolds spoke with our Cincinnati affiliate, WLWT, days after Gabriel's death and says she was never told her 3rd grade.
Well, I remember when I told my mom and it got so bad that she just like started crying at one point. And then I felt bad because I made her cry. So I just never said anything about anything. And at that point, yeah, I just put up with it.
This pizzeria,
this is my son's favorite place to go.
Yeah,
is
it's
special
constant.
for Leah Pierce and her family. But now, they're visiting it with a hole in their hearts.
He was my sunshine because he was my only son.
9-year-old Jamel Miles started 4th grade at Joe Shoemaker's school on Monday, weeks before he had the courage to tell his mom this.
He looked so scared when he told me. He was like, Mom, I'm gay. And I thought he was playing, and I looked back at him because I was so scared, and I just looked at him. I was like, I still love you. He went to school and he said he was going to tell people he's gay because he's proud of himself.
But on Thursday, heartbreak. Pierce found her son dead in their Denver home. She says he killed himself after being bullied.
4 days is all it took at school. I could just imagine what they said to me. My son told my oldest daughter the kids at school told him to kill himself. I'm just sad he didn't come to me.
A letter from Denver Public Schools to families Friday says they're providing extra social workers and their crisis team for students. In a statement, the district says it'll continue to offer support to the family.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of counseling, and in that counseling, the one thing the counselor just kept reinforcing and does keep reinforcing is that you don't live the same life after that moment. And it's taken a long time, a lot of work at this point to get where I am.
Little
now.
stabbing of the pencil.
It's like a
it's all
post-traumatic
good,
stress
as long as you don't
disorder,
put them in the hospital.
I would imagine
or leave
affected
any.
everyone in that classroom.
Everyone.
Every child.
I can't even imagine with those children. I know people tend to have this idea that, oh, they're kids, they'll get over it.
no.
And I've been, I think, compounding on me is the stress I've had over worrying over those kids because they weren't treated right.
Do you have contact with any of them?
Yes.
Are they doing okay?
I wonder how much of this went on
They
too
are
that we just didn't hear about.
They are struggling.
Like in
A
the
lot of them
70s,
ignore
80s,
it, but they
60s,
struggle
etc.
daily.
Have you been able to go back to teaching?
No, I have not.
Is that ever a possibility?
I don't even know. I've tried. I tried to give it a thought, and nobody would give me the options to even work through it. I don't know how to act, and nobody would give me the options to even work through it. I don't know how to actually explain that, but
I'm going to ask
the way
you,
I left it was too difficult.
well,
so I
take me back to that day, without harming yourself or anybody else. Please take us through what happened that day.
For 3 weeks.
Talk shows.
And this was the last day it was due. Didn't allow him to work on the computer that day. He didn't bring his report, so he couldn't work on the computer. Larry was literally sitting in front of him, working on his computer.
Did he pull this weapon out of a bag or something?
I didn't even see him pull the gun.
You just heard it.
I was on the other side of the classroom working with another student, and I think
There it is, Lawrence King.
We're going to go down to California and a story that will challenge your thinking about exactly what constitutes a hate crime. It involves 2 middle school students, one gay, the other straight. In February 2008, the straight kid allegedly pulled out a gun in class and killed the gay student. It's not alleged, he did it. Everyone saw him. Now 17, he is on trial as an adult for murder. His life now in the balance. And reporter Vince Gonzalez reports on the crime and its consequences.
Students marched in Oxnard, California.
Let's see. I apologize, just keeping myself together here. I didn't realize this was going to hit me this hard. Alright.
Sock to the stomach there, a little stabbing of the pencil. It's all good, as long as you don't put them in the hospital.
Looked for any.
Okay, nothing to use there. That's a documentary.
Really close. Let's get a little breath.
Pain and the hurt that's in everyone. And
Breath in.
But Rebecca's easy life in her gang of bullies was to change completely when she became one of their victims.
And started kicking me for what you did, because she accused me of saying that she slept with her boyfriend.
Whoa, that's a lot. Okay. There we go.
So you don't put them in the hospital or leave any sizable marks, you'll be fine. Go wild. Beat that gab, get up.
This might actually work here.
And started kicking me in the face. She caught me on the chin a couple of times. It was like she'd kick me and I'd fall to the side, and as I get up, another foot, like another.
This is Too Scared for School.
Gab, get up.
And started kicking me in the face. She caught me on the chin a couple of times. It was like she'd kick me and I'd fall to the side, and as I get up, another foot would come at me. And it was just, it was like a constant battle, basically.
They're asking for it, being all quiet and shy and liking weird things.
To get up and run.
They're asking for it, being all quiet and...
Well, I just want to...
To get up and run. I had a top on when she pulled down. My top got pulled down and all my boobs were out. And they were exposed to all the people that were there, all the boys that was there. Like I said, I had somewhere in the process, all my jewellery was taken. I had a couple of necklaces on.
They're asking.
Pulled down, my top got pulled down and run.
There we go. Let's see, do I have any more better ones here?
Idea. I don't know if I will ever get stronger or if I can try. I don't know how to help myself.
For it, being all quiet and shy and liking weird things you don't like. Unless they are a girl. Only girls can bully other girls. And boys. If you're a boy bullying another girl, then that just makes you look like a jerk. Just a little limitation to the amount of other things that are fair game while being young. Like stalking someone around the school in between.
Right there.
Between classes, or after class as they try to walk home to get away from such an alpha Chad as yourself. What would be considered harassment, physical assault, and
Yeah, there's so many incidents I've had over the years. In grade school. A lot of people don't I have a hard time comprehending it unless they experience it themselves. I know mine wasn't as bad as some other people. I didn't have wire hangers being whipped on me. I didn't get my head shoved into a urinal. They weren't that creative at that point in elementary, middle school, and early high school, where it's just, you know, it's always hard to describe because you gotta put yourself in the mindset, you know. Basically, it was like, you go to school, you're singled out by the entire class, and name calling, being shoved around, you're outnumbered, there's no point in trying to fight back because they overpower you. At least the times that I've tried and done. You start, especially when you're really young, you don't know how the world exactly works. So you get those impressions that you might be special or unique in some way. For me, I just ended up getting very fucking paranoid. Used to think people were watching me. Make an effort just to make sure the curtains were completely closed so that no one could ever see in my room. Complete, isolated, essentially solitary, with just like a TV to watch all my cartoons on and other TV shows like Sliders and Quantum Leap and Dragon Ball Z. Living in my imagination. And it fucks up everything. It fucks up your sexuality, fucks up your temperament. Yeah, you get bullied at school, you come home and you become a bully to your siblings. It was like psychotic, and I'm surprised my parents never picked up on it, of all the things. Every little thing that I did at school would just be criticized constantly. It'd be how I walk, how I talk, the things I like, the things I don't like. And then you come home and it's the same deal with the siblings. It's, you know, I didn't like anything my younger sister did. How she talked, what the thing she laughed at, what was funny, what wasn't funny, you know, all the other stuff.
Or after class, as they try to walk home to get away from such an alpha Chad as yourself. What would be considered harassment, physical assault, and stalking as an adult doesn't really apply to you in this case. You're just an innocent little child after all. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls, and weirdo.
Appreciate they have little recreations here.
Then people were starting to spread rumours around school and saying horrible stuff about me.
Let's focus on these girls. Huh. Interesting.
Posted it online. She says she had to pay the school district $600 for a copy. The incident happened last November as the children were leaving school. In the video, you can see Billings' daughter is seated a couple rows behind the unidentified bus driver as she yells for his help. The driver did ask the other child to stop, but never physically intervened. The mother says during the attack, Alexis was stabbed with a pencil, choked, and elbowed in the neck.
Oh shit, I didn't think I was going to find someone that's stabbed with a pencil.
A sock to the stomach there, a little stabbing of the pencil. It's all good, as long as you don't put the...
The children were leaving school. In the video, you can see Billings' daughter intervene. The mother says during the attack, Alexis was stabbed with a pencil, choked, and
It's all
elbowed
good,
in the
as long
neck.
as you don't put them in the hospital or leave any...
The Alexis was stabbed with a pencil, choked, and in the neck. In all, the abuse lasted about 12 minutes. The driver was removed from that bus route.
$600 to get a copy of that footage? Why? Why did it cost $600 to get a copy of the surveillance footage on the bus? Why is she paying for that? Ridiculous.
Stabbing of the pencil.
Alexis was stabbed with a pencil, choked, and elbowed in the neck. In all, the abuse lasted...
See, like, what would happen to an adult if they were doing that to, like, some other guy on the bus, right? So it wouldn't just be jail time, right? It'd be fines, maybe a little civil suit.
However, this really does pertain to the majority who are relatively normal. So why is this little person looking so mischievous, you might wonder? Well, they have discovered the power of their youth. Since this person is not an adult, there are a multitude of advantages to their state of being. This person can be just an outright bully to their peers, get enough friends and clout, and it can be a glorious group effort joy to tear someone down, mentally and stabbing of the pencil.
Alexis was stabbed with a pencil, choked, and elbowed in the neck. In all, the abuse lasted about 12 minutes.
It's all good, as long as you don't put them in the hospital or leave it.
I'm so upset that he thought that was his option.
Through this devastation, Pierce wants to spread awareness about the effects.
A Chicago boy who tried to kill himself when he was just 11 years old after allegedly being bullied has now died. In 2019, the CPS didn't do anything.
Or leave any hospital or leave any sizable marks. You'll be fine. Go wild. Beat that get up.
And start.
As a casualty of COVID.
You said that you felt if your son had still been in school, he would still be alive. Do you still feel that way?
I would never have my baby. She would never be with me. I miss my baby. I want my baby back. I tried to save my child. That's the funny end.
Yes, is it all right there?
If I had did it.
Instead of spending Sunday night preparing their kids for school Monday
This is the one I wanted to see because I haven't seen this.
morning, the Avila family is preparing to release their daughter from life support.
I'm here right now today to be angry because my daughter's no longer with me, and angry because of these bullies continuing to bully.
Freddie Avila says his daughter Rosalie hung herself and left a letter for him to find, saying she couldn't take being bullied anymore. But even after news spread that Rosalie committed suicide, family says students still made fun of her, posting this image of her face near a grave online. Of her face near a grave online.
I always love how unrestrained people are online when they are anonymous and they know there's nothing really anyone can do legally when it comes to the things you say, or in this case make a meme out of some kid that just committed suicide. I wonder how many of these people would keep that sentiment if you confronted them in person. Because a lot of these people are just pussies. They would never act the way in person as they do online. I realized that. Well, I didn't realize that. I realized that a long time ago. But it's just like when I worked at the call center. There's plenty of people that come in the phone call. They'll say all kinds of shit they would never say to you to your face if they're at the store or at the bank.
You can do the same thing online. Any reaction you get out of a person is a win when it comes to the comments you make to them. It doesn't even have to be restricted. Them.
Face near a grave online.
Them.
This image of her face. Posting this image of her. Fun of her. Posting this image of her face near a grave on. Still made fun of her.
Yes.
Family says students. Committed news spread that Rosalie committed suicide. Family says, but even after news spread that Rosalie committed suicide, family says students still made fun of her.
Let's see, the Living Savage 767, 10 likes. Go ahead, get mad at me. It's not like I'll care. I wonder if that person still person still uses her on Instagram. Let's find out. We'll go to Instagram. Let's go to Instagram and look them up.
Binyam, a long-haul trucker who migrated to the U.S. from Ethiopia when he was 16, still can't believe his son took his life at the tender age of 8.
I'm in a
And I gotta find a place to put this, but this is so great. This one part here, this one kid here, is going around vandalizing cars. Besides, he's gonna scream at this adult. I guess the audio and the video had to be separated. Let's see. Man, small resolution. You know, the guy's an adult, right? He's got this stupid kid that won't get out of his fucking way.
If you touch me one more time, I'm going to grab you and move you out of my way.
I'm here.
Are you at home?
Constantly going around him. I guess he thinks it's a game.
What's the little brother's name? Yeah, you better call his mom.
Guy's calling his mom, or calling his sister to get his mom. To get him out of here. He's destroying property. Not city property, other people's property. Guy's showing a lot of restraint, if you ask me. He's just like over. Kitty just has to lean into him, and he doesn't even have power. Well, now he's really. Crumbles like a fucking stack of cards. Like a fucking dried up biscuit.
They are messing with cars. He was. And I called him, and they start cussing, telling him to MF you and all this, that, and the other. And then, so I told Sean, because Sean.
Oh, he was punching him. Fuck him up.
Runs the car. Okay. So I told.
Someone walks up to you, I don't care. He starts punching him. Grab him by the neck and you throw him down. Preferably bash his head into the fucking wall.
Okay. Start cussing, tell him to MF you and all this, that, and the other. And then, so I told Sean, because Sean runs the car. Okay. So I told Sean, come out here and get this kid, because he just kept running around here and cussing me and all this. I said, you need to tell this kid to get out of here. Sean came in here and told him to go.
Scream for help.
And he went down right where his bike's at and turned and dropped his bike and ran back up here and started pushing Sean. When he's cussing and hollering at him.
That's Sean there?
Yeah, he's a nice little kid.
I want to fucking show me, you ignorant piece of shit!
Get up and go home. You need to watch your language.
You fucking show me and throw me on the ground!
Yeah, cry about it. Cry about it. Go home and cry about it.
Shit! I called the lights down, right? I was standing there and I changed everything. Alright? This is not gonna fuck you and your fucking people and fucking child abuse! He fucking started choking me and throw me on the fucking ground! Fuck you, lady! Fuck you!
You need to step back, son.
Fuck you, you whore!
You
got some problems, honey.
Yeah, you
You got some big problems.
Fuck you, too!
You don't
Who's
scare
recording this? This present kid has nothing to say to the cameraman.
Go home and tell your mama you need some hugs.
Because of him? So you've had cops because of him at your house? You've had cops at your house because of him? Alright.
He just fucked with the wrong person at that point. Serves him right.
Online.
It doesn't even have to be restricted to someone within your age group. It could be a full-on adult. Even online, the person who was bullied at school in person can now become the empowered bully themselves, getting their own satisfaction in watching triggered snowflakes. And if a target gets some anonymous calls at work that getting their own satisfaction in watching triggered snow.
Let's see. Oh shit, Baked Alaska has a warrant out for his arrest being at the fucking Capitol riot like an idiot. Whoa, what the fuck?
I've been thinking a lot about the unimaginable situations families in Afghanistan, Syria, and other
Well, the employee tells me she actually has second-degree burns on her face, arms, and hands from that scalding hot coffee being thrown on her. Now, the customer responsible, she's been arrested and charged with aggravated battery.
It was worth it.
Restaurants. Remember this viral video from New Year's Eve?
Jesus.
40-year-old Daniel Taylor attacked a St. Petersburg McDonald's worker after he wasn't given a straw with his meal.
He grabbed me and I really scared him because I didn't know if he had a gun or...
This viral...
What the fuck is this? Because he was not given a straw? No. Come on. No way. That's my mic. I don't want to boost that. Where's my desktop audio? Where's boost this?
Video from the first time customers have caused conflicts at Bay Area fast food restaurants. Remember this viral video from New Year's Eve? 40-year-old Daniel Taylor attacked a St. Petersburg McDonald's worker after he wasn't given a straw with his meal.
He grabbed me
40
and I
fucking
really
years
scared
old.
him because I didn't know if he had...
Sounds like this guy like exploded. This guy, who was...
Brenda being duty stopped.
Told him that it's the law now, we're not allowed to have straws in the lobby, but you can request one.
That was the last straw. Being duty says he became livid, so she hit record.
Homeless Clearwater man has been arrested after allegedly assaulting two fast... Oh, yeah, this guy's got nothing else going on. Alright.
Lobby, but you can request one.
That was the last straw. Being duty says he became livid, so she hit record. A second later, you see 40-year-old Daniel Taylor grab the worker's collar and jerk her forward. She starts punching in self-defense. Note the straw sitting on his tray. After fries go flying, employees step in.
She had to do what she was doing. You know, she's a petite girl, and, you know, I just felt she did the right thing.
But it wasn't over. Being duty says Taylor left, came back, went behind the counter yelling, and while being escorted out, St. Pete police say he kicked another female employee in the stomach. Taylor, who's listed as a transient, was arrested a short time later for an unrelated unarmed robbery. He's charged with 2 counts of simple battery. About those plastic straws, City Council voted last month to ban single-use straws completely in 2020. Starting in 2019, however, restaurants and other businesses can only give them out by request. All of this over a piece of plastic.
Even though she works at McDonald's, she gave him a Whopper.
Is thankful she was there. Her video, proof of what really happened.
To God be glory for that, you know, and I hope that he gets help. And I hope that, you know, all the
You know, this is all this the emotions talking, but goddamn, I would like to see more happen to that guy.
employees at McDonald's keep their job.
Though the employee...
You think it's fine? You think it's fine just to grab some person by the collar over some fucking fast food bullshit? Get your priorities straight. You know, pull the fucking hot coffee off, throw it in his face. Take out the register, just slap it. Bash him over the head with it. Said McNuggets, he got McKnuckles.
Escorted out. St. Pete police say he kicked another female employee in the
A gun or a knife or what?
The video shows Taylor grabbing Jane but wasn't satisfied with the McDonald's in California too. And this brawl was caught on camera at a McDonald's in California last October. Police say the woman wasn't satisfied with the amount of ketchup in her drive-through bag, so she slipped through an employee entrance and demanded to speak with the manager.
The manager tells her, be glad to help you, you just need to go out front, and for whatever reason, she took it upon herself to assault our manager.
Now with the incident that happened here at this Burger King, Lantier was arrested Saturday afternoon and charged with aggravated battery. I did speak with the victim today, but she did not want to comment.
I see. They didn't have any footage of this recent incident, so they just had to do like a rehash of other incidents that happened. Let's see. I think that covers all our bullying stuff, maybe.
While being young, like stalking someone around the school in between classes, or after class as they try to walk home to get away from such an alpha Chad as yourself. What would be considered harassment, physical assault, and stalking as an adult doesn't really apply to you in this case. You're just an innocent little child after all. Boys will be boys, girls will be girls, and weirdos are the playthings to take your anger out on. They are destined.
One of the other things that came to mind was an article I came across about how a lot of people who are effectively bullied forever grow up to be these weird people pleasers. In some cases, where it's like a coping mechanism. Just avoid any kind of conflict whatsoever. Others feel like they can't be bullied, or can't be bullies themselves after they've been bullied long enough, and they just become little shits online.
I was interested in Cool Sculpting Elite because I have this little problem area. I wouldn't call it so much as a problem as...
And now to an ABC7 exclusive. A hidden recording device in a special education classroom raises alarming questions about what went on at an elementary school in Berkeley County, West Virginia.
That was the first day I put the recorder in.
In Martinsburg.
How to backhand you right in your teeth. How's that for anxiety?
According to parents, that's a secret recording of an instructor talking to kids inside a special education class at Berkeley Heights Elementary School in Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Special ed,
Amber Pack sent her 8-year-old daughter to class with a recording device after the child didn't want to go back to school.
I'll punch you in your face.
A different instructor in the same class.
Well, you gotta go pee-pee? Pee-pee? Or do you not have to go pee-pee and you just want to go across the chair?
There's more.
I'm gonna pull your hair until you stop crying.
Jack off in a chair. You're gonna say that to a fucking kid? Really?
Animal, you. Yep. You wench. You're like a pygmy. You're like a pygmy.
The next day, Pack alerted the school district and the Martinsburg Police Department.
Do you think this has been going on for a while?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it becomes
That
normal
was the
for
first
these
day I put the
fucking
recorder
teachers
in
like that.
her hair.
One day.
No, they're not
One
teachers.
day.
What am I saying?
8 hours.
You can hear the instructors sometimes singing songs and reading stories to students, and other times...
How your tears dry up so quickly, crocodile.
And then she wants to destroy everything in sight.
I'm gonna knock you out.
I couldn't eat for 3 days. I was so, my stomach, everything. I was just so upset, and every time I looked at her, I'd start crying. What is this?
Casey Murphy, whose 6-year-old son Owen is in the same class, says during a late October parents-teachers conference, nobody alerted her to the recording, even though Pack had already handed it over to the school district.
I've never heard from the principal, never heard from the superintendent, never heard from any of them.
It wasn't until November, after Pack posted a clip of the recording on Facebook, that Murphy became aware of it.
I'm gonna beat your butt.
Again, surveillance state, yeah, it sucks. At the same time, man, a lot of these pieces of shit are getting exposed, aren't they?
For sure. You know, and you're gonna get one just cuz.
It's sickening. Like, people don't even talk to animals like that, and they're talking to non-verbal children who don't understand why they're talking to them like that. They're not doing anything wrong.
On the recording, the instructors tease and refuse to give Owen food.
Growl at me, I dare you, and you won't get one. Go ahead. There's nothing says I have to give you a snack. Nothing. Looks like you get nothing, Owen. Oh, sorry, buddy.
The Berkeley County Prosecutor's Office found no criminal wrongdoing, but County Prosecutor Katie Wilkes Delegati told Casey Murphy, "I am not in any way condoning the verbal treatment of your children by the individuals in the classroom. Right now, all 3 instructors are on paid administrative leave."
I don't understand why you treated her the way you treated her. She did not deserve that. No kid does.
The school district, which declined multiple interview requests, is still investigating and says state law prevents it from sharing information. The Civil Rights Division of the U.S. Department of Education right now is getting involved with its own investigation. Now, we reached out to all 3 of the instructors, and so far we've only heard back from 1. All right.
That's all I have time to work on for right now. I need to get some coffee, get some food, say hi to the husbands, and then get ready for work. Ready for the job. Alright, I'll be back on tomorrow. But Furry will be at 7 this time. Good night.